Okay, so today we're gonna install some body panels on this car. As you saw in the last video, we got it back from the dyno. It's a little bit low on power and we're still trying to diagnose the issues. But in the meantime, before the next drift event, we're gonna mount the rear half with the inner fender wells and the rear quarter panels, rear bumper. Lots of cutting of carbon fiber gonna happen today. And then after we're done that, we're gonna move to the front. We got front inner fender wells and front fender, bumper, hood, all that to mount. Just a big crank until the next drift event. So you're gonna see some doors, some fenders, some bumpers. This car is gonna look sick after. So it's gonna go from a bare RC car shell to an RC car with a body on it. Just kidding, it's a real car. Let's go, Jack. Okay, so I started working on this car for like a little bit, like an hour yesterday. I got these rear inner fender wells mocked up. They're from Sultan in the UAE, and they're carbon fiber and super fancy. They came with a lot of extra carbon fiber on them. Just imagine. I cut all that out. Cause like, I don't know, if you had like a stock car and you just wanted to put this stuff in for some street cred or something, that's not what it's for, but cut all that out because we got the sway bar, the radiator, the roll cage, the shocks, the wiring, the coolant lines, all in the way. So out with that, and it just barely squeaks by. I gotta cut it more, but you get the idea. So it's floppy. There's nothing holding it. This is not, we gotta make some bracketry is what I'm saying. So aluminum, carbon fiber, L brackets, not L brackets. It's gonna look nice. There's gonna be some nice brackets bolting to the frame and then to the carbon fiber. And then we're gonna bolt it down. Josiah talked about using Zeus clips, which is pretty neato. They're like quarter turn aircraft fasteners. So we'll try those. And this is gonna locate the rear quarter panel and get it situated on the car. And the rear quarter panel is gonna hold up the rear bumper. Also, this is a lot of work, man. We gotta make a rear bash bar. So once I get this mounted and the rear quarter panels, then I can mount the bumper, and then I can see where the bash bar, like the constraints of the bar, so I can make it. It's a lot of stuff to do to this thing, and we're gonna do it. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna get all itchy, fiberglass in our skin. It'll be all mad because it's 31 degrees today and I'm already sweating.
Later.
The track width looks like when it compresses, it's gonna be like perfect fitment.
You gotta see it when it's down, man.
Okay, okay. Oh, dude. Now the air jacks are fully hidden. That is so cool. Oh my God, it moves so much. You wanna see? Oh, that looks so sick. Nice job, dude.
Yeah. This is a sponsored ad for HDK because their stuff fits like money. There's like dimpled holes in the quarter panel that line up with the OEM holes in the shell. And you literally just send a screw through it and it fits perfect. So good job, HDK.
With an inner fender, that's gonna be pretty stiff.
Yeah. Brought up a good point. We should next mount the rear bumper to get our widths right.
Yes.
And then the inner fenders, make brackets for those.
Yeah, I agree.
And
even the hatch would give you the
Yeah.
right square spacing. It looks like it's pretty good, but
so we can do that next.
you're killing it, eh?
Thanks, man.
Easiest body kit install ever, kind of.
Well,
Other than
cutting
the
that
fender.
is not fun.
But imagine if you had like the factory rear tub. These would have just been like, just screw them on and you're done.
These, I want to put these on a stock Corvette and just drive around like that. That look cool.
Unreal.
How does it look, man? Oh yeah, brother.
Dude, it fits sick.
Let's go. So I don't think this is gonna hold up the weight. So I just have the quarter panels bolted on the front of this car. I don't think it's gonna hold up the weight of this rear bumper with the lights in it. This is very heavy. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get like a little jack to support the bottom, but I got the quarter panels roughly just lightly bolted into the chassis, and then we're gonna mount this back to the quarter panels, and that's gonna give a width reference of these quarter panels, so that we'll bolt those inner tubs in to these quarter panels, and then we'll make brackets from those tubs to the frame. So if you put those in right now, they're just floating in space. There's nowhere to mount those to unless we mount them to here and then the frame. So yeah, we'll get this screwed on, and then we'll get the hatch maybe on just to get the lines perfect, and then inner fenders, brackets, stuff. It's starting to come together and look really cool. So
So in today's video, Kyle and I are going to install these carbon Kevlar doors. Carbon fiber on the inside, Kevlar on the outside. We've already wrapped it, but the one thing that we're testing is these new hinges that we've designed, quick release pins with nice little detents to keep it in. It's really nice. How did you not know that that was going to happen? How did you not know?
what did you want me to do? Catch them? I'm keeping it OG.
Not pull
for
it.
the camera,
Don't
man.
pull it completely out. Just pull it out a little bit.
You didn't tell me that.
Stops in the factory locations. We 3D scan them, put them on the computer. We have no idea if they're going to fit. So, I mean, they should. What we also did was, this is a 5000 series aluminum CNC bend to be perfect fit. And these are 9 pounds lighter than the factory door hinges. That's probably the coolest part, because the factory ones are super thick, big springs, lots of extra stuff, because the factory Corvette doors are really heavy, and the factory Corvette doors are quite integral to the structure of the chassis, whereas we have a roll cage. So we're just gonna make this all as light as possible. Okay, Kyle, you ready? Well, this is cool. It actually has 4 holes so that this pattern would have fit left to right. So,
not the top though, just the bottom.
not the top, but it looks like the bottom door hinges, which we thought there needed to be left. Anyways, let's see if it goes. Does it line up, Kyle?
It's lining up. You just throw some bolts in
Oh yeah. Do 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 do. That's Jeopardy. Waiting. Never really watched it.
it. You want me to tighten it up all the way? I need an answer now.
Snug. Snug. So we can move it if we need to. This is probably the shortest door install ever, but it feels like it's taking a long time still.
I feel personally attacked.
You're gonna have to speed this up in the video.
Sai, you're gonna have to stop talking in the video.
You're really putting on a show for us. You done?
It's done.
Should I just try to slam it? Okay, so I have no idea if it's gonna latch. Does it stop in the right spot too? Oh yeah, Kyle, look at this.
Whoa.
Okay, zoom in here. I don't know if you can see it. Wow. The bushings, the door stops. Ah! No. Kyle,
That was so lame.
you didn't do it tight enough. Look. Okay, a little bit tighter
Are
than
you
that.
lifting it up?
Yeah. Slam it. Look at this. Wait. It's amazing. It's perfect.
Oh yeah.
And then wait, the best part. So because they used those pins with the little detent, we should be able to remove the door now without unbolting anything. Kyle, get on the latch. Pin number 1. Pin number 2. Wow. Okay, put it back. Don't latch your side in. Don't latch it in. Hold it out a little bit. Okay, hold up. Don't move. Okay, close it, Kyle. That's amazing.
Let's look at
Great job, Kyle.
Great job, Josiah.
This is the Sultan's beautiful inner fenders, front and rear. What a guy, man. He absolutely killed it. When you're talking about a tube front end or a custom front end, you gotta have headlight mounts, you gotta have fender supports, you gotta have all these things. And to fabricate that is gonna be heavy. It's not gonna be very strong, and it's gonna be hard to get it in the perfect spot. Luckily, Sultan made these up for us, pretty much just for us to inspect and confirm the quality of the product, and it's fantastic. So the only thing we need to do right now is disconnect the quick disconnect brake lines, and then we just throw it on. Sneezing all over the place. Wow. And then the last part. So that unbolted fits amazing. And then this.
Right there.
Dude, this is phenomenal fitment.
Wheel gap. Oh shit. There we go. Yeah, the fit
Wow.
sticks out quite a bit in the front.
Yeah, it does. But dude, it's almost fully body kitted up. Aside from our strategic ways of mounting everything so that we can easily remove the parts,
Look at that, man.
I've never seen a car so easily just...
We were expecting to just butcher those inner fenders, so it's surprising how well they fit around all of our dry sump and coolant lines and dry locks. Still have to notch a hole for the dry lock, but it fits good now.
Yeah, really we just need to consider how we're able to remove these body panels really quickly, because the suspension on this car is very easy to work on if the fenders are out of the way. Also, to work on the engine and get to the spark plugs, we have to go right above the frame rail, which the inner fender would be in the way for that as well. So we're gonna make either Zeus clips or riv nut and bolt, because if you have an impact, honestly, I almost find it faster and it's a better, I don't know. We're gonna figure out what we wanna do. Either way, it's gonna be really easy to remove the corners of this car to work on all of the parts of it. So from here, we're just gonna keep on working on mounting, trimming, and fitting this body kit. But the doors, they're an impressive piece. You guys are gonna want that product for sure.
Welcome. How are you today, sir?
Good, you?
What are you doing with that?
Frank.
None of this can touch home, Meg. That's no buying.
I'm still mic'd up. This truck has nice AC. Okay, so on this car, we have suspension potentiometers. They're these little rods that measure suspension travel. They're bolted through the roll cage and then to the sway bar mount. So they gotta go from there to there without hitting any carbon fiber. And my predicament on this side is there's a lot more stuff carbon here. So it bolts to the roll cage here and it goes through and bolts to the sway bar mount just like that side. But I'm gonna try to do as clean as a cut as I can. So what I thought of was using 2 magnets. I'm just gonna try to line up this end here with this bolt hole and then match it up to this other magnet. Oh, I found it. Should I light it up? I got this magnet and I'm gonna line it up with this bolt hole. I shouldn't have moaned. So, in theory, this is like a pretend potentiometer. We got this half going from the bolt hole to the carbon fiber, and then we got the other half going from the carbon fiber stuck to that other magnet to our bolt hole. So, I'm gonna cut it out to see if I'm happy with this location. Make sure they're two stuck together. I'm struggling. Okay, they're stuck together. Just gonna mark out. I should have marked the other side because I'm gonna drill from the other side. Damn it. All right, try that again. If I put more than 20% effort into anything today, I'm sweating buckets. Okay, it showed up. Now I'm gonna blast a hole. My body hurts. Sweating. Ooh, that's a sharp one. There's no turning back. I drilled the hole and I mounted the potentiometer. It's not exactly where I wanted it, but it's a lot closer than what would have happened if I guessed. So that's kind of what I was going for. I don't know the best way of doing this. If you body guys out there have some genius tips and tricks for this type of deal, let me know in the comments. But yeah, it's pretty close. I'm just gonna widen it out, put a slot in it so that we could easily remove these fenders, leaving these things in. And Bob's your uncle, we're done.
We're just in the process of seeing if the geometry of this handle is okay so that we can machine bearings into it. I think it would be okay if it was mounted in basically backwards by the looks of it. I'm some kind of wonderful. Yes, he is. Oh, can your mic hear me? No. Yeah. I don't want to wreck it.
Okay guys, so I finished up the car for today. I didn't finish the car, man. I didn't finish the car. Okay, I'm ready. Okay, so we got some progress done on the C6 Corvette today. We got the inner fender wells in. We got the rear quarter panels on. Mostly everything's a mock-up with a rough cut on everything. I'm gonna go back over and smooth over all these edges and match up these cuts. We got the panels roughly mocked up where we want them, and that allowed us to put one door on. As you saw, Josiah talked about his cool new hinges that he's got designed up with the quick release. So what do we got here? We got HGK doors with stock door mechanisms. So they latch and unlatch like factory. As a C6 Corvette has pull tabs there on the floor and one in the trunk that we're gonna retrofit to the cage here for outside door releasing. But yeah, those go on great. And we got the door somewhat aligned to where it shuts and opens nicely. We're obviously gonna do a final alignment and touch up all these gaps, but I need to mount the rest of the body panels on. So moving up to the front here, I got this front inner fender well from Sultan. It's a really nice piece. We have it flushed up to the firewall and then flushed up to the frame. I had to do some cutting to fit the quick disconnects on Josiah's shocks. And then Josiah's shock reservoir was mounted on the upper part of this bash bar, and I just literally, he designed it so well, he put multiple holes in this bash bar where I could just move it down a couple notches on these pieces of metal here. And I literally didn't have to do any cutting. We can still do an adjustment on the shock, and everything works happily together. We are going to figure out ways we can fasten these panels down. So Josiah's thinking Zeus buttons, riv nuts. We're gonna get a fancy riv nut gun, you know, tons of M6 bolts. But we have to think about it strategically. We have to put these riv nuts and Zeus buttons in easy to reach places and a limited amount of them so that when we're at the track, we can pull everything off with like the least amount of tools and effort possible. So if we need to service spark plugs, brakes, motor, anything like that, we can just rip these off with a couple fasteners. But I need to mount the fenders, trim everything, and do that before we permanently secure them to the car. So in the next video, I'm gonna work on the front fenders, the hood, the bumper, the rear bumper, the hatch. It's all gonna come together and start looking like a real car. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Check out the website, FDF Race Shop, and make sure you like, subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comments.